Tacoma. Welcome back to TV Teaching for Kindergarten. Today is Monday, October 12th. I'm Mrs. Oslin, and I'm so happy that you're back. Before we get started with our reading and writing lesson, I want to take a moment for us to check in with our zones. Our zones is when we identify what we're feeling. It's really important for us to identify what we're feeling before we get started with learning to make sure that we're in a zone that is optimal, which means good for learning. Because if we're too sad or sick or frustrated or worried or mean or angry, then we are not going to be able to learn. So I want you to think about what emotion you're feeling. And if you're not sure, you can check and see what's happening inside your brain. Does your brain feel clear? Are you able to listen to what I'm saying right now? Can you focus on what I'm saying? Check in with your body. Is there anything distracting you? Are you comfortable? Does your body feel calm? Can you sit or stand still? Take a moment and check in. We're going to practice expressing, which means telling someone how we're feeling, using an I message. An I message is important because people can't always tell what you're feeling just by looking at you. It's important for you to be able to tell others how you're feeling and why, so that they can help you if they need to. I'm going to model doing that with Mabel. Listen to how I use the sentence frame. I feel because to express to Mabel what my feelings are. And then you're going to get a chance to do the same. Mabel, I feel calm and relaxed because I had a really busy weekend where I got a lot of exercise, and so I was able to sleep really well last night. So I feel good to go. Now, take some think time to think about your emotions using an I message. I feel because Now, turn to your learning buddy or someone else in the room if there's someone there with you, or you could just tell me on the television your I message. Go ahead. I heard some really good I messages. If you are not in the green zone right now, we've been practicing lots of mindful activities that we can do to get ourselves in the green zone. We practiced hand breathing. We've practiced using a mindful jar. We've practiced standing with our feet flat on the ground and feeling the ground in our core and balancing our head on our body. Today, I want to teach you that when you practice gratitude, which means thinking and talking about things that you're thankful for, that can also put you in the green zone, ready to learn. So I want you to take a moment and just think about what is something in your life that's going well? What is something that makes you happy? Take some think time. Now, I'm going to model telling Mabel what I'm thankful for. I'm going to use the sentence frame, I'm thankful for, and then it'll be your turn. Mabel, I'm thankful for my family who love and support me no matter what. Now it's your turn to think about what you're thankful for using the I'm thankful for, sentence. Now, turn to someone in the room or your learning buddy, or tell me on the television what you're thankful for. This is another way that we can show gratitude that can help us focus on the things that are going well that make us happy so that we can be in the green zone ready to learn. Friends, the materials that you will need for this lesson are your learning buddy. I have Mabel. You might have another stuffed animal or a blanket or a pet or someone in the room with you that you can do some thinking and speaking with. Otherwise, that's all you need. So gather your learning buddy and meet me over at the screen. Every day when we come together, we're going to read together. And sometimes I'll read a story to you, which is what we're going to do today. We call that a read aloud. Sometimes we'll read a story together, or a song or poem together. That's called shared reading. We're also going to do that today. And then every day you'll get a chance to share your thinking, and I will give you something to do when you're independently reading and or writing. For this part of the lesson, your job is to listen. You're going to keep your eyes on the teacher, which is me right now on your screen. Keep your eyes on me. I also want you listening really hard to the words in our books today and thinking about the words. We've been working on learning letter sounds. We've been listening to words that have the same or different beginning sounds. We've been using Mabel's name to help us with that. Today, I want to teach you that recognizing, which means hearing, and making rhyming words makes you a stronger reader and writer. And we've talked about how words that rhyme have the same middle and ending sound. And we have a super fun song that we sing to help us, our ears get ready to hear and get our mouths ready to make rhyming words. And the song is Willoughby Wallaby Woo. And you're going to help me sing this because we've sang this a couple times together. So hopefully you're getting used to the tune and the songs. So I will start singing, and as you pick up the tune, as you figure out the tune and the words, sing with me so it's not just me singing. While we're singing, we're listening to the words at the end of every line, and you're going to notice that they rhyme. They have the same middle and ending sound. And that's going to help you figure out who Mabel sits on. So here we go. Oh, Willoughby Wallaby Wee, an elephant sat on me. Oh, Willoughby Wallaby Woo, an elephant sat on you. Oh, Willoughby Wallaby Wable, an elephant sat on Mabel. Say Wable. Mabel. Wable and Mabel rhyme because they have the same middle and ending sound. Able, the able part is the part that's the same. Able. Mabel, Wable. Let's sing another round of this, and I'm going to change the name and see if you can figure out who Mabel sits on. Are you ready? Willoughby Wallaby Wee, an elephant sat on me. Oh, Willoughby Wallaby Woo, an elephant sat on you. Oh, Willoughby Wallaby Wason, the elephant sat on Kaysen. Kaysen is a kindergartner here in Tacoma. Look out, Kaysen, you have an elephant sitting on you. We know that the elephant sat on Kaysen because Wason and Kaysen rhyme. Friends, you are a stronger reader and writer when you can hear and make words that rhyme. And we are going to practice that together today by reading one of my favorite books. The title of this book is Ada Twist, Scientist. And it's all about a character named Ada who's in 2nd grade. And she asks a lot of questions, like good, strong scientists do. But you'll come to learn as we read this story that some of her questioning and some of her scientific experiments can get her into a little bit of trouble with the people around her. Ada Twist, Scientist by Andrea Beatty, and it was illustrated by David Roberts. Now, Andrea Beatty, as she wrote this story, she did a really fun thing with the words where she made them rhyme, and it makes it really fun to listen and read this story. Right off the bat, with the title Ada Twist, Scientist, she rhymed. Twist, scientist. They both have ist at the end. So, let's read about Ada and listen for some rhyming words. Ada Marie, said not a word till the day she turned 3. She bounced in her crib and looked all around, observing the world, but not making a sound. She learned how to climb and made her big break with a trail of chaos left in her wake. She ran through the day chasing each sound in sight and didn't slow down till she conked out at night. Say sight, night. Sight and night rhyme because they have the same middle and ending sound. I'm going to reread that sentence, and you're going to listen really carefully for the words sight and night. She ran through the day chasing each sound in sight and didn't slow down till she conked out at night. Good rhyming. Her parents were frazzled, but tried not to freak, as Ada grew bigger and still did not speak. Clearly young Ada, with lots in her head, would have something to say when it ought to be said. That's just what happened when Ada turned 3. She tore through the house on a fact-finding spree and climbed up the clock just as high as she could. Her parents yelled, "Stop!" as all good parents would. Ada's chin quivered, but she did not cry. She took a deep breath and simply asked, "Why?" Why does it tick and why does it talk? Why don't they call it a granddaughter clock? Why are there pointy things stuck to a rose? Why are there hairs up inside of your nose? She started with why and then what, how, and when. By bedtime, she came back to why once again. She drifted to sleep as her dazed parents smiled at the curious thoughts of their curious child, who wanted to know what the world was about. They kissed her and whispered, "You'll figure it out." Now, again, Andrea Beatty is continuing to use rhyme to help this story sound fun to listen to. So let's reread two of these lines here. It says, she drifted to sleep as her dazed parents smiled at the curious thoughts of their curious child. Say smiled, child. Smiled and child rhyme because they have the same middle and ending sound. Iled. Continue listening for rhyming words. Her parents kept up with their high-flying kid, whose questions and chaos both grew as she did. Even Miss Greer found her hands were quite full when young Ada's chaos wreaked havoc at school. But this much was clear about Miss Ada Twist. She had all the traits of a great scientist. Ada was busy that first day of spring, testing the sounds that make mockingbirds sing, when a terrible stench whacked her right in the nose, a pungent aroma that curled up her toes. "Zowie!" said Ada, which got her to thinking, what is the source of that terrible stinking? How does a nose know there's something to smell? And does it still stink if there's no nose to tell? She rattled off questions and tapped on her chin. She'd start at the start where she ought to begin. A mystery, a riddle, a puzzle, a quest. This was the moment that Ada loved best. We're going to reread those last 2 lines. Listen for words that rhyme. When you hear words that rhyme, you give me a thumbs up. Are you ready? A mystery, a riddle, a puzzle, a quest. This was the moment that Ada loved best. Did you hear it? Say quest, best. Quest and best rhyme because they have the same middle and ending sound. B-est, qu-est. Ada did research to learn all she could of smelling and smells, both the stinky and good. One hypothesis Ada thought could be true: the terrible stink came from Dad's cabbage stew. She tested and tested, but soon Ada knew it was time to come up with hypothesis 2. Then zowie! The stink struck again, just like that. Hypothesis 2? It's caused by the cat. That cat couldn't make such a stink on its own. It needed perfume and some fancy cologne. So young Ada tested. The test was a flop. She started again, but her parents yelled, "Stop!" So we're going to reread those last 2 lines and listen for words that rhyme. So young Ada tested. The test was a flop. She started again, but her parents yelled, "Stop!" That's right, because flop and stop rhyme. Ada Marie, to the thinking chair now by the time we count 3. Enough, said her mother. That's it, said her dad. Her parents were frustrated, frazzled, and mad. Why? Ada questioned. Her mother said no. What? Ada queried. Her father said go. You've ruined our supper. You've made the cat stink. Enough with your questions. Now sit there and think. She looked at her parents. Her heart turned to goo. Poor Ada Twist didn't know what to do. She sat all alone by herself in the hall, and Ada once more could say nothing at all. She sat all alone by herself in the hall. Help me fill in the rhyming word. And Ada once more could say nothing at all. Hall and all rhyme because they have the same middle and ending sound. And so Ada sat and she sat and she sat and she thought about science and Stu and the cat and how her experiments made such a big mess. Does it have to be so? Is that part of success? Are messes a problem? And while she was thinking, what was the source of that terrible stinking? Ada Marie did what scientists do. She asked a small question and then she asked 2. And each of those led her to 3 questions more, and some of those questions resulted in 4. That's right, because more and 4 rhyme. As Ada got thinking, she really dug in. She scribbled her questions and tapped on her chin. She started at why, and then what, how, and when. At the end of the hall, she reached why once again. Her parents calmed down and they came back to talk. They looked at the hallway and they just had to gawk. No patch of bare paint could be seen on the wall. The thinking chair now was the great thinking hall. They watched their young daughter and sighed as they did. What would they do with this curious kid who wanted to know what the world was about? They smiled and whispered, "We'll figure it out." And that's what they did, because that's what you do when your kid has a passion and heart that is true. They remade their world. Now they're all in the act of helping young Ada sort fiction from fact. She asks lots of questions. How could she resist? It's all in the heart of a young scientist. I'm going to reread one sentence. They remade their world. Now they're all in the act of helping young Ada sort fiction from fact. Act and fact rhyme because they have the same middle and ending sound. And as for the smell, what can Ada Twist do? But learn how she can with her friends in grade 2. Will they discover the stink that curls toes? Well, that is the question. And someday, who knows? Now, friends, this is your alphabet song. This is another thing that you can do to practice knowing and learning the letters of the alphabet. When you go off to independently read today, I want you looking at the pictures, looking for things that rhyme, things that have the same middle and ending sound. And I want you to draw pictures of things that rhyme and send that to your teacher. And I want you using your alphabet song to help you look for letters in the words of your book. You'll remember we're going to practice reading to ourselves every day, practicing the 3 ways to read a book, looking at the pictures, finding things that rhyme, looking at the words, finding letters that we know, and retelling the story, which means telling someone what the characters did, said, or felt. Keep your eyes on the book, get started right away, and read for the whole time. Friends, this is now your 5-minute break. Make sure you take the opportunity to go to the bathroom, get a drink of water, and get your wiggles out, because Mrs. Wally will be on in just a moment to help you with math. Thank you so much for reading with me today, and I will look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Goodbye.
Hey kids, we want to see your work. Just send your pictures and your stories to TV Classroom, 601 South 8th Street, Tacoma, Washington, 98405.
Welcome back, kindergartners. I'm so glad you came back for math. Before we begin today, I want you to make sure you have the materials you need. You will need counters, a whiteboard or a piece of paper, something to write with, and your learning buddy, like, oh, wrong side, Mabel, whoop, right there, or Pebble, right there. Make sure to gather those things and come back, and we're going to do some counting together. Last week, we counted all the way to 30, and I'm wondering if we can figure out how to get past 30 today. Let's try and see. Are you ready? Let's see if we can find the pattern when we count. Let's start with 1, and remember, when we get to a group of 10, we do a clap. Here we go. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. I wonder what comes next. When I was at 20, it went 21. Should we try that with 30? Let's try it. 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. Mabel, I think you got it. 40. Woohoo, go Mabel. All right, I'm going to go up to the smartboard. When I get up to the smartboard, I want you to get your attention glasses out, and I want you to look really closely and tell me, how many dots do you see and how do you know? Are you ready? Okay, let's go to the smartboard. Here we go. How many dots do you see? 3. 3 dots. We know because it's 1, 2, 3. You might also know because you see 2 and 1 and 2 and 1. Woo, that's 2 and 2. 2 and 1 makes 3. Let's look at the next one. How many dots do you see? Oh, it's still 3? How do you know? Well, that was 3. And then watch what happens. It's like they took the dots and moved them, huh? There's 3. Let's count them and make sure. 1, 2, 3. Strong kindergarten mathematicians touch and count. So I'm going to do it with my pen so you can see me doing it. Are you ready? And I'm going to put white. 1, whoop. 1, 2, 3. You do it with me. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. You might just know that that's 3. We've seen this image a lot. Now, that's 3. What's that? If this was 3 and this is 3, what's that one? Private think time. What do you think it is? Pebble, you said 4. Why do you think it's 4? Do you think it's 4? Why do you think it's 4? Great math thinking. You see 3 and 1 more makes 4. 3 and 1 more makes 4. Wow, kindergartners, amazing job. All right, get your counters out. We're going to do some building and writing our numbers. Are you ready? Meet me over at the whiteboard and we will get started. How many do you see? How many do you see? Oh, how many what do you see, Mabel? How many cats do you see? 2. How did you know it was 2? You counted 1 cat, 2 cats. Can you show me 2 cats with your counters? Just like I did with my puffballs. 1 cat, 2 cats. Can you write the number 2? We practiced this last week. You go ahead and try, and then I'm going to tell you how to do it, and you're going to check your work. You ready? Write the number 2. Awesome job. Check your work. We start at the top. Big curve, little line. Is that what yours looks like? If it is, awesome job, mathematician. If not, fix it. And you're still an awesome mathematician. Let's do it again. Big curve, little line. One more time. Big curve, little line. Excellent. Clear your board. Put our counters up. Now let's see what's next. Oh, that's weird. Look at the first box. Huh. What do you notice about the first box? This box right here. I'm going to show you with my highlighter. Hang on. This box. This one. What do you notice about this box? Yeah. Yeah, Mabel, I'm confused. What do you notice, kindergartners? There's nothing in it. Well, how do you build nothing? You just put, does this look like my box? Do you know what number we put with nothing? Do any of you know? It's the number 0. To make a 0, you do a big curve and curve back around again. Okay, you do that with me. Practice it. We're going to build it. Ready? Build 0. This is my favorite one to do in kindergarten. Building 0. We don't build anything. And then we do a big curve and back around. Practice it again. Big curve and back around. One more time. Big curve and back around. The number 0. Okay, it's time to move to this box. Can you match it? You match it on your board. Take your counters, match it. How many counters do you have? Ready? 1. Nice job. How do you write the number 1? Yes, big line down. Your turn. Big line down. Excellent, let's practice it. Big line down. We don't want the line to go to the side or to the other side. That's not a 1. We want it to go straight down. Big line down. And it matches our counters. It's 1. When I count it, I say 1. You ready? Count your counter and put it down. 1. This is the number 1. Kiss your brain, kindergartners. Reset your board. How many are in the next one? Go ahead and build it and count. 1, 2. Excellent work. How do you write the number 2? We just practiced it, didn't we? Big curve, little line. Now I want you to move your counters around. I'm going to even change colors. How many do I have now? 2. What about now? Still 2. What if I do this? How many do I have? 1, 2. What if I go all the way like this? 1, 2. I still have 2 because I didn't put any on or take any off. All right, let's move on to our next problem. Oh, this time they've given us the number and we have to build it. But we're not going to go in order. I'm going to make it tricky. Are you ready? So I'm going to get the color white so that you can see it, maybe, hopefully. And we're going to start. I'm going to circle the one we're going to do. Are you ready? Are you watching? Which one am I going to pick? We're going to do this one. Can you build it, please? Build it and write it. Build it and write it. Build it and write it. Okay, check yours with mine. You ready? Big curve, little line. Nice job. Okay, let's do another one. Are you ready? Build it and write it. I find this one so funny. Did you build it? Does it look like mine? Yeah, there's nothing there, is there? It's empty. 0 is nothing, so I can't put anything down. If I have 0 pieces of candy, do I have any candy? No, I do not. And how do we write it? Big curve and back around. Say that with me. Here we go. Big curve and back around. Nice. Now let's do the one that we haven't done yet. That was a hint. The one we haven't done yet. Is that funny, Mabel? I thought it was funny. I thought it was pretty clever. Go ahead and build this one right here. Okay, build it. Check, are you ready? Is that what yours looks like? Excellent job. Practice writing the number 1. Big line down is the number 1. Do it again. Big line down is the number 1. Excellent job, kindergartners. Oh, this one is much trickier. Are you ready? Can you build this one? Go ahead, build it. And I'm going to build mine. And I want you to see if yours matches mine. And if it doesn't match mine the way it's arranged, that's okay, but let's see. Are you ready? Do you have yours built? Okay, here I go. One, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's see if we can build it a different way. Are you ready? Okay, you think of a different way to put it out. You ready? I'm gonna do mine. You got yours? Okay, see if it's the same as mine. Does it match? 1, 2, 3, 4. Does it match yours? Okay, let's do another one. Okay, this time you have to tell me, did I do it? You ready? Do they match? Oh, what? Pebble, what? Pebble's concerned. Pebble, why are you concerned? Oh, Pebble says I need to check and count. Can you check and count with me? And let's see if I did it right. What number am I supposed to make? 4. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait a minute. Let's count again. Count with me again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, what should I do? Oh, I could take one off. Okay, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Does it match? Phew. Good. All right. Friends, I want you to put your 4 counters in a row. Just like this. Okay? Now, I wonder if you can see any numbers hiding in my 4 counters. What if I did this? How many are right here? 1. And how many are here? 3. And if I put 1 and 3 together, can you do that with me? Make your 4 counters like this. Put 1 and 3 together. How many counters do I have? Yes, I have 4. Excellent job. Now, Mrs. Wally is looking for her counter bag. And I'm going to see if you can spot. Do you like to play I Spy? I like to play I Spy. So, I have all these colors. I spy a color that I have this many of? You ready? What color do you see that has this many? What color do you see? Pebble, you think blue? Let's count all the blues. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2. It's not blue. That's not the number 2. Kindergartners, what number is this? Yes, it's the number 3. Which color do I have 3 of? Oh, red? Let's count red. 1, 2, 3. There are 3 red balls. Okay, what about this one? What do I have that has this many? Yellow? Yep, 1 yellow. There's another one, Mabel? There's a green puff too? 1 green puff. Okay. Are there any that I have this many of? What color do I have 0 of? Oh, Mabel says I have 0 purple puffs. Are there any purple puffs up here? Nope, I have 0 purple puffs. Great thinking, Mabel. Okay, we're gonna do one more. Who sees a color that I have this many of? I see it too, Pebble. Kindergartners, do you see it? You have a couple choices. This is the one Pebble sees. Pink. 1, 2, 2 pink puffs. Amazing job. All right, kindergartners, meet me over at the smartboard so we can talk about what your assignment's going to be today. All right. So you're going to see a page that looks like this in your workbook that you're going to work on. And today, what you're going to do is you're going to make all the ways to make the number 4. You might write the number 4. You might do counters for the number 4. You might do an equation. You're going to write all the ways you can think to make the number 4. You might do different colored dots here and different colored dots in the other box. So here's your assignment today. You're going to do pages 43 and 44. Page 43, you're going to show ways to make the number 4. And on page 44, you're going to draw dots to match the number and practice writing the number. Does that sound good? All right. Go ahead, meet me on up in front of the camera. Are you ready? Come on. Now, kindergartners, there's lots that's been changing, isn't there? Yeah, lots of things have changed. We have some kids, some places are going to school, and other places kids aren't going to school. And we might be learning at home, or you might be learning at daycare, or you might be at a relative's house doing learning, or you might be learning with friends and your neighbors. Lots of things changing, and they're changing all the time. So the thing that we're focusing on today is being flexible. Do you know what that word flexible means? It means that when something happens, you just go ahead and go along with it. And you might have to change what you thought you were going to do. So you're going to say, I am flexible. That means if something unexpected happens, that you just go along with it, and it's okay if it's different than what you thought. So I'm going to practice. I am flexible. Your turn. Excellent job, kindergartners. We will see you tomorrow. Bye.
Hey kids, we want to see your work. Just send your pictures and your stories to TV Classroom, 601 South 8th Street, Tacoma, Washington, 98405.